Welcome back to the show. This is still Game On, our very first episode in the ongoing NCAA Season 98 Men's Basketball Tournament. My name is Martin Javier, and as promised, right now I am joined by these two gentlemen. Mga kasama ko po dito sa Game On. This is also of the NCAA Season 98. Mr. PBP, Mr. Pure Business and Pleasure, Anton Rojas is here. What's up, brother? Fresh of his coverage of JRU versus Perpetual. And of course, the uber funny, and of course, pag serious na, alam mo nang seryoso siya, at saka seryoso na yung pinag-uusapan, Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio. Alright, we'll be discussing some of the games, things that happened, that transpired this opening weekend. But before that, we will go first to the very first event, very first highlight of opening weekend, and that is the opening ceremony of your NCAA Season 98. Balikan po natin yan. Let's all watch this.
The future of Philippine sports is here. At ipinakilala na sila nitong nakaraang linggo sa isinagawang NCAA Season 98 Media Launch.
Working together an action-packed Season 97, and that sets us up for more exciting games this coming season.
Pinangunahan ito ng NCAA Season 98 Management Committee. Humarap naman sa media ang head coaches at team captains ng men's basketball teams. Bagong set ng courtside reporters and your Game On hosts.
Every day is a shot at greatness, pusong kampiyon!
We are very excited to show the fruits of our meticulous planning and preparation for Season 98.
Actually, as our team, NCAA Season 98, we all aim to achieve greatness every day.
Achieve greatness every day. Yan ang tema ng Season 98. Kaya naman tuloy ang sports and entertainment. Pero syempre, hindi pwedeng kalimutan ng safety.
It is a semi-bubble setup set by the CHED, but we are more stricter than the semi-bubble type setup. Antigen will be required every game. A day before the game, there is an antigen testing.
Sumusunod sa safety protocol at handa sa anumang laban. Simula na yan!
Other teams naman, we're preparing hard for this upcoming 98 season. So yung pressure is on our side kasi we're going for three-peat sana. Alam natin yung mga teams parating gusto talunin yung normally naman yung champion team. So we'll be ready for it.
Sino ang hahamon? Anong mga team ang makakarating sa Final Four? Sino ang magpapakitang gilas? Abangan nating lahat yan, mga ka-NCAA. Game On!
That's what happened during the NCAA Season 98 Media Launch. My bad. Opening ceremony, that's gonna be another feature here kasi ang dami po nangyari doon. A lot of performances, but that was a great preview of the basketball season. You know, we got to talk to the different coaches, the different players. We three hosted the media launch. We had so much fun, you know, talking to the players and, of course, the different individuals in the NCAA management. All right, let's introduce Coach Hammer and Anton here again. And we will be talking about, kasi preview yung media launch eh. So meron nang nangyari mga games. We had our first 3 games already. Our opening game was, sige, isa-isahin natin. EAC Arellano.
Surprising thing for me was EU getting that first win. Ganda ng dinipensa nila and they played their guts out. They were tough from the first to the fourth quarter. And Shane Menina, welcome back.
Shane Menina. Oo nga, ang dami nagsasabi, uy, di ba ano na yan, matagal na sa NC. Eligible pa po si Daryl Shane Menina at pinakita niya sa atin. Lahat ng experience niya sa mga pinaglaruan niya, different stops in his basketball career. 15 points yesterday. More importantly, the green light to shoot. Anton, were you surprised with that result? Arellano beating EAC. That was one of my predictions, by the way, to make it to the
One of
Final
your
Four.
5 teams to make the Final Four.
Well, number one, I'm surprised Shane Menina is still playing, but that's not me saying I don't want him to play. I'm happy that he gets the opportunity to do what he loves. But we've been covering this guy since Olwell Oraime was playing in the NCAA for Mapua, and that was years ago. So congratulations to Shane Menina for still having the opportunity to play basketball and have the exposure that he's getting right now. But my biggest takeaway from that game, Cade Flores. My goodness.
9
points, 13
boards.
rebounds. He is going to be a problem here in season 98.
At saka wala masyadong, kumbaga sa Arellano, medyo limitado ang kanilang offensive weapon. So you know he's gonna get touches. And we saw it in the preseason tournaments. You know, he's been getting his numbers.
And alam mo, Martin,
in the high 20s in scoring. Yeah.
And yesterday, coaches would see this and would love this about Cade Flores, headhunter when he sets screens. Lahat ng screen na sinet niya, if you watch the tape yesterday, tumama. Kaya ang daming libreng shots ni Menina, yung mga run-outs ni Tolentino, nakakakuha siya. Because this guy does the little things, does the heart stats. Yung mga tinitignan natin na hindi nasusulat na numero, pero it helps his team play better.
Pwede ko ba sabihin?
Sige.
Kasi nag-media lunch tayong tatlo, di ba?
Tama.
One of the most quotable quotes came from Coach Cholo Martin. Ang sinabi niya, even Stevens. Mukhang ganun nga magiging eksena ngayong season 98.
Hashtag dapat nating tatlo yan eh.
Ilang beses mo binabanggit sa coverage yun ni Kuya Dre eh.
Ikaw din.
Oh, diba?
Share ko lang din, after the game, you know, na nakasalubong ko dun sa hallway si Coach Solo. Sabi ko sa'yo, tumuturo siya sa akin. Sabi ko sa'yo, nasa kasalubong natin si Cade. Sabi niya, ito yan, tinuturo niya. Napansin ko kay Cade, kasi laki, parang kasing kaha niya si Coach Hammer, no? He's a big guy.
But he's 290 pounds.
As you said, 109. But marami rin eh. Maraming, a lot of guys, especially the young big guys ng Arellano stepped up. And offensive rebounding ng Arellano, despite giving up a lot of size to that front line ng EAC. Who might be the next best big guy natin. Arguably, one of the best big guys natin in Allen Bryant Liwag.
Yun nga yung sasabihin ko. You know, Cade might have struggled offensively, of course, still getting his footing here. In the NCAA, getting warmed up, getting adjusted. But to face Liwag and Umpad, that's like 6'6", 6'7", and 6'8".
Maguliano
right
pa,
away.
may Luciano pa, off the bench.
Namamasahihin siya all throughout. That was a big test for Cade. At pakiramdam ko, pumasa siya with flying colors.
I think if there's a player who's on the hot seat right now, it's got to be Ralph Robin. He was the leading scorer of EAC last season. Pero isa lang yung na-shoot niya eh. Yung three-pointer sa dulo, di ba? Pero that game was almost over when he hit that three. So he's got to bounce back in their next game. Ang problema, I'm looking at the schedule, they're gonna play San Beda. And we know San Beda's gonna be motivated after what happened last night against Mapua.
You covered that game, Anton. You had the ano ba? Front row seat in that game. What did you see?
Tayo din naka-front row seat eh. Kaso on the crowd. On the crowd.
Ako nasa katabi.
Ako nandun ako sa likod ako ng ring yan.
I can't believe I am saying this.
Yeah.
But as that game was unfolding, I only had one thing in mind. I have to apologize to this guy right next to me because before the season,
he posted this last night.
He said that it remains to be seen that San Beda would make it to the Final Four, and we all laughed. We all laughed at this guy. Coach Topex Robinson did not agree with you, but you know what? You might have a point. So I don't know where that came from. You are a San Beda guy, and you said
I am an alumni. I am an alumni, and I'm very good friends with Coach Yuri. But it remains to be seen because it's a new offense. No. It's a new offense. It's a new offense.
No more backpedaling.
And it's a new offense for them. Meron silang mga pyesa, and these guys that he used yesterday, si Jacob Cortez, large minutes to start the season. Justin Sanchez played sparingly last season. Played major minutes. And then JB Baguio, siya ang pinaka-fulcrum ng kanilang opensa. James Quecote, nakita natin kung paano dinipensahan ng Mapua yesterday. They were very physical. Every time he has the ball, automatic double. So, James would be seeing a lot of that. And Coach Yuri needs to scheme a lot of things for these guys. And parang makina yun eh. Kailangan i-tune up mo muna ng i-tune up. And I believe my boys. I believe my boys would be stepping up and get that
remains to be seen, but you believe in your boys. So what is
they are my boys. Go San Beda fight.
Okay. I just wanted to make things clear.
Galit dun si...
Di naman.
Alumni
tayo eh, of course.
No, okay, so to be fair, I think we were discussing this off-cam earlier na San Beda was executing. You know, I think that's one of the main objectives this year for Coach Yuri, ramp up the three-point shooting. They were executing, they were getting open shots from the outside, but they just weren't falling.
Kunin ko to, Anton, ha? Ang mga kapuso, ang trabaho ng coaches at ng opensa, makakuha ng libreng tira. Ang trabaho ng mga player, i-shoot yung mga libreng tira na yun. Okay? That's the function of the offense. You need to open up the shots for the players. Making the shots, it's on the players, so they need to work extra hard on that. Kasi nalilibre na sila, nakita natin. May mga point-blank shots pa sila na nagre-rim out. Might be the opening jitters dahil yung adrenaline maaga. Nagsimula ng 2:00 yung laro nila. It was on a 9 p.m. telecast but it was played at 6 p.m. Baka nahatak yung energy nila. We don't know, but eventually makikita natin they would be playing up to par.
Pag-usapan natin na mas matagal ang Mapua Cardinals because entering season 98, there were some doubts maybe kasi nung preseason natin, magkahiwalay yung teams ni Coach Randy. May isang team na naglalaro dito sa league na to. May isang team na naglalaro dito. May isa pang team naglalaro sa iba pang tournament. So there were doubts sa parang, buo kaya sila as a team.
You doubted?
This is the second apology that I have to make. So first was to you, second was to the Mapua community, even though I picked them, even though we picked them as a shoe-in in the Final Four. But we did say, I said, I foresee a San Beda Letran finals. But I think right now we have to put more respect on the name of Mapua because of what they showed last night and what we should have knew. We should have known that this team was intact and they would only get better, especially with the experience that they had here in the finals.
Hinog na hinog eh. Hinog na hinog. Tapos
goodness.
magkakasama. At saka, kahapon ko pa kinukwento to dun sa mga kaibigan ko eh. Panay veterano yung player, matagal magkakasama. Sa college at saka sa high school, juniors and seniors competition, pag mas matanda at saka mas matagal magkakasama yung mga players na kino-coacha ng isang veterano at mahusay na coach, liamado yan. So nakikita natin kahapon, San Beda was out of sync. Pinisikal ng pinisikal. Even off-ball, nakikita natin, they were out of rhythm. And Mapua likes that kind of basketball and they controlled the tempo. They control the tempo of that ball game.
Ito yung pinaka-biggest question ko para sa Mapua. Let's say the game goes down to the wire. Who is going to take the last shot? Who do you guys see?
Ako, they have two options. For me, meron kang lock-up, pwede ka rin mag-no-cum. But, yun lang ako, yun lang yung dalawang. Kasi
mahirap eh.
Paulo Hernandez.
Paulo Hernandez din.
Big game player.
Hit a lot of big shots last year as well. Kasi yung sinasabi mo, I heard it while you were commentating that they have a lot of players that are capable of taking any defender one-on-one, right? So marami silang ganon. So that won't be a problem for them.
Ang mabigat dito, yung endgame okay eh. Pero ang tanong, madidikitan ba nila yung Mapua? Kasi with the way Mapua is making their shots and the way that they're defending, well-oiled machine. Kahit yung mga second stringers nila na bigs, yung Soriano kahapon, lamog eh. Lamog sa ilalim yung mga nagka-crash ng rebounds kasi he was willing to bang with the San Beda big boys. So, nakikita natin na yung mga nagpapahaba ng rotation, it makes them more formidable. So, ang question, didikitan nyo ba yung Mapua kung ganun kapisikal yung laro?
You mentioned Waki Garcia. Medyo nahirapan si Papa Bear sa pagpili ng best player. He was deciding, would it be Gamboa? Would it be Waki Garcia? Because si Waki yung unang naka-double digits para sa Mapua. For me, to answer my own question, I think a guy who has the potential to be a closer, a guy you can give the ball to and just let him create, is Renz Nocom. The guy can flat out ball. He is shifty, he has the handle, he is fast, he is athletic, and he is confident. If you give him the gutsiness of lockup, oh my goodness. I mean, this guy is going to close the show.
Speaking of gutsiness, I saw him make a move yesterday against Kwekute. Just looked Kwekute in the eye and just crossed him over, stepped back, and just nailed the jumper in his face.
Even Toby Agustin.
Hindi masyado ginamit.
Kumuha ng clear out eh, di ba? Against Yukian Andrada, which is one of the highlights of yesterday's opening weekend. Baseline drive, medyo sumausaw pa, nagmerienda sa taas. Konti, humanap pa ng pasabit kasi yung help side, di ba?
Medyo nakakapagod yung first game eh.
Speaking of the first game today, Anton, let's go there. Kasi na-establish natin San Beda, Mapua, EAC, and Arellano. Earlier, we had JRU and Perpetual. And personally, we would like to apologize to the Perpetual fans. Kasi syempre, hindi natin sila pinik dun sa Final Four prediction. But I think you guys gotta watch the show. I think we mentioned,
we all mentioned.
We mentioned that it's gonna be a very unpredictable season. And it was very hard for us to pick just 4 teams to contend because everybody has an equal shot.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I would give 4 apologies today. 1 to Hammer, 1 to Mapua, 1 to Perpetual, and another 1 to Hammer because I thought JRU was gonna go all the way after that first quarter.
Right.
JRU outscored
So
Perpetual 21 to 12. But then when Ray Joey Bercuma entered the game, nagbago ang ihip ng hangin. Perpetual went back to the triangle and they just flat out balled. All 15 players in the lineup of Coach Mike Sagigit. Man, this is a team that we overlooked, Marts. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
I cannot
Sorry.
believe this. We
Sorry.
overlooked Perpetual.
But congratulations. Again, we apologize. The Perpetualites who are watching right now. But yeah, we did mention, kasama naman sila dun sa discussion natin, we did mention that, they'll have a strong chance of repeating what they did, even exceeding expectations this year as well. Patikim pa lang po yan ng mga discussions natin all throughout the season here in the NCAA Season 98. Got Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio. Thank you so much, Coach. And Mr. Pure Business and Pleasure, Anton Rojas, discussing everything that's happening in the men's basketball tournament. Abangan nyo pa yung mga susunod nating episode. But we go to the next game. It's going to be between these two teams. These two teams did not make the Final Four this year. CSB was so close, though. LPU, on the other hand, was on rebuilding mode. That's going to be the next game. The CSB Blazers facing the very young LPU Pirates in our second game today. I'm going to be covering that game alongside a basketball genius, one of the best minds here in the country, Coach Topex Robinson. There you go.
I disagree.
I think
Pero nagtanong na
Coach
siya
Hammer.
kanina. Nagtanong na siya. Kinumusta niya?
he is pointing at Coach Hammer here. Abangan niyo po yan for our second game.
Ito, nagtaas ng kamay.
Ayan
Nagtaas ng kamay.
na.
Nagtaas ng
CSB
kamay. Nagtaas ng kamay.
kontra LPU. But again, thank you so much for watching our very first edition of NCAA Season 98 Men's Basketball. This has been Martin of here once again in your favorite in-between and sports and entertainment show. This is Game